Hey everyone, my name is Arissa Reyes. I am a candidate for the retail pharmacy technician position. And one thing I wanted to say is I believe one of my biggest strengths is reliability. Now, I take pride in being someone my team can count on, and whether that means being on time or staying focused or even solving things when things get a little stressful, I believe I'm someone you can count on. And backing this up, my previous experience from American Eagle, I believe I am someone my managers could trust while I worked there. I always showed up, especially during high stress times and times that it was just very, intense, especially during the holiday seasons where we were so short staffed, especially on Black Friday, for example. One of my coworkers called out sick, and I had to come in such short notice, but I showed up even though I only had about an hour. And even though it was such short notice, I knew my managers would need me, and I knew that I wanted to be considered a reliable person for these managers, and I didn't want to let anyone down. So I kept calm, I stayed organized, and I helped the customers, check out, pick out anything they needed, and it ended up working out very smoothly. And this experience reminded me of how important it is to be dependable on your employees. In a pharmacy setting, reliability matters even more because people are depending on you for important medications or even simple concerns about the medications they are on that a doctor might forget to tell them. So it is crucial, especially when this involves their health. And a weakness I would consider, well, my weakness is that I've noticed I tend to overthink a lot. And I spend too much time perfecting and double checking or second guessing decisions I make because I want to be perfect. And nobody's perfect. Nobody can fulfill this perfection that they crave. And when I started my job at American Eagle, I noticed this, especially when I was learning the register system, because I would hesitate or take way too long on simple little steps because I didn't want to get anything wrong. I would always go back and double check, and it would end up making me take a little longer than it needed to be. And my managers, encouraged me to make mistakes, not too many, right? But they did encourage me, like, it is okay to make these little mistakes and it is okay to mess up, but just make sure you are learning along the way. And I really take that into consideration when I apply for jobs, because I love taking a risk, but I love being perfect at the same time. So it's like two different things, and it helps me learn how to become better. And I've learned to find balance and stay careful, but also gain confidence in these environments. And I feel like in pharmacy, this might be relatable because, accuracy in, even simple tasks like counting pills or inputting things into the computer is very crucial because you don't want to mess up. But it's also important to stay calm and learn how to relax in these situations, especially when stress levels are very high for everyone. And it's just okay to trust the process and work efficiently while you do it. That's something that I personally am continuing to try to work on every day. And I would say a problem that I've had have come across in a workplace and that I've handled involved a customer back at my previous job at American Eagle. Someone came in for an in-store pickup order and it hadn't arrived on time. So this is already an awkward situation because, there's nothing I can really do. Like, it hadn't arrived, and the lady was very frustrated and in a rush, and she didn't know how to take this frustration out on anyone. So she was just taking it out on whoever she saw, which is understandable because when you're a customer and you want something on time, you know, you tend to stress out, right? And she was really upset because she needed this item for an event the next day and it hadn't arrived. So she didn't know what to do. She was very frustrated. So, what I did, I stayed very calm. I let her explain her story and the situation. Then I looked up her order and confirmed the delay to her, and I apologized so much for the inconvenience. But then I thought to myself, I don't want to just say, oh, sorry, like it's not here, like pick out something else in the store. Instead, I wanted to help her. So, what I did is I checked our inventory and I saw we had that same item that she ordered in her size in stock. And I took a moment to speak with my manager and get everything sorted out because I thought, if we have this item in stock and it's a little delayed, what if we just, switch out her item? She picks up it from in store and then you know, when the package comes in, we can restock it into our inventory. And this was a big stretch, but my manager was so understanding with the situation and helped the situation play along very well. And the lady was so grateful and thankful that we took the time to help her instead of just brushing it over and completely forgetting and ignoring her. So I think this really shows, the care for customers I may have, especially because things like this happen day to day, right? And there are many people who might just push this over, but I want everyone to feel welcomed by me and in my environment. I want to put out a safe space for everyone, even if they may be frustrated, because nobody should go through that kind of frustration so close to a certain deadline, right? And the customer left super happy, and I ended up being very happy as well. Her happiness ended up projecting onto me because, when you see someone that you just made feel when you just allowed them to feel so grateful, that reflects off of you, and I believe it's a great attribute. And I think this can skill can also help me in the pharmacy setting because again with customer service, right? And lastly, I think you guys should hire me because I believe I'm a well-rounded person and I believe I'm a motivated person who's ready to grow with through my time with you guys. And as a real customer, I know what it's like to be on one end, but also with this experience, I know how to work with customer service, from my time at my previous job. And I know how to stay calm under pressure, work with the team, and keep things very organized, especially when it is very stressful. And I'm very flexible with my availability. I'm 100% okay with coming in anytime you guys need with notice, right? And I understand that pharmacy schedules can include weekends or evenings, and I'm willing to work with those shifts when needed and when I'm asked. And most of all, I'm motivated to be in the role where I can make a difference, right? I'm excited to step into a pharmacy environment where I could help people every day and I can stay focused and continue to learn new skills. And I believe I bring strong worth ethic and a reliable mindset and a desire to fulfill this job. So, thank you for keeping me in your consideration as a candidate. I hope you have a great day and Thank you for taking your time to look at this application.